Now what I'd like to do is go through this process together and lead you through questions where you will journal and you will start to build out your own bento. So if you could get your pen and paper ready, and you can start just by drawing a blank bento. I wouldn't write the now me, future me, now us, future us inside the boxes. We're going to write in those boxes, but just draw the 2x2 matrix, and you can stop right there. And I'm going to lead us through a little mood setting meditation here in just a moment. So go ahead and draw that. And then once you're done, if you could just sit in your chair, sort of get in a nice, good posture position. And we're going to do a little just like minute-and-a-half meditation where I'm going to help you better see what's going on in each of these spaces, and it will make the next part of this even easier and more fruitful. So just sitting upright in your chair and pointing your head straight forward. I'd love you to just close your eyes and let's just breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth 3 times. All right, with your face pointing straight ahead, eye level, keeping your eyes shut, I want you to now open your mind's eye. And imagine you're looking straight ahead into a mirror of you at this moment. This is your now me mirror. With your mind's eye, you can perceive your emotions. You can perceive how rested or agitated your brain is, how your body's feeling. And now I just want us to all look at our now me, us today, this Wednesday morning or afternoon, and just scan our bodies and just see how we're doing. Just take stock of how you're feeling today. Keeping your eyes shut, now lift your chin up like you're looking up into a tree. But what we're looking up into is we're looking into that now us box of your bento. Now in the now us box are your family, your parents, your brothers or sisters, your closest friends, your significant other, your children, your coworkers. I want you to imagine those people one by one, those people that are most important to you. And as you picture them, I want you to imagine them sitting down on a big sofa. You're sitting there with them too. All these different people from your life, even your pets, all there together on the couch. Everyone's laughing at how absurd it is to be squeezed here together. And now that you have everyone in the frame, let's take a Polaroid. And now let's scan and look at each of those faces and just see your us. Just register them in your mind. All right, keeping your chin tilted up. Now turn your head to the right. Now you're looking up into the box of future us. Future us is that same Polaroid, but now 10 years into the future. You're older. Everyone is. Your kids, if you have them, are giant. Maybe they have their own kids now. As you look at the Polaroid, you realize that some faces that were in the last picture aren't here anymore. You also see that there are faces you don't recognize, new people in your life. But as you imagine this, your people 10 years from now, all of us aged a decade, I want you to look at their faces and just know that decisions that you make this week, today, affect them. All right, last, we're turning your head to eye level, but turning your head to the right. And now you're looking into the box of future me. Future me is you 10 years from now. You're older, you're wiser, some more salt and pepper in your hair. I want you to imagine that your future me is standing on a cliff. There's wind blowing through their hair. They're like your own Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I want you to imagine you're approaching them and you're standing in front of this older version of yourself, and you take your own hand and you feel it. And what I want you to feel most is that look of warmth and love that your future self gives to you right now. The same way that you look at your adolescent self as someone who is doing their best during a tough time, but always doing their best. That's how your future me looks at you today, with that same compassion. And they want nothing more than for you to keep evolving and developing and become the person that that future me is, and the person that you are becoming each day. And they're looking at you with such love and compassion and letting you know that you're on your way there. Now just return, looking straight ahead once again with your mind's eye to now me. 2 breaths in the nose, out the mouth. All right, now you can open your eyes. So what we're going to do, you've seen these spaces, you have some sense of what they feel like. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to fill them in with what your values and your goals are. And we're going to start with this now me voice. Now the now me is the box in the bottom left corner. And here we're trying to answer, what does my now me want and need? Now, I think of the now me as like the bottom rung on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It needs to be safe. It doesn't want to be scared. You know, it needs to have the things it needs. So for your now me, what are the things that you need on a daily basis to feel safe and secure? Do you probably need some financial security? Maybe you need some intellectual curiosity. You probably need your health. Maybe you need to exercise. Maybe you need to meditate. But I want you to write down, what is it that your now me, just your immediate self, your selfish self, needs on a daily basis to feel good. All right. I'm going to put a minute on the clock, and I'm going to let you just brainstorm and write down whatever comes to mind. And if you feel stuck, you can look at my screen. You can cheat off my answers. Got about 20 seconds. All right. So next we're going to think about future me. Future me is the box in the bottom right, your Obi-Wan. The future me is the obituary that you wish you could have. These things that you always want to hold on to. The things I talked about in my future me is about seeing the bigger picture, knowing right from wrong, being in harmony with the world around me. But as you listen to that voice, that older voice that wants you to live up to your potential, what are those sort of mantras or ideas that they're saying are critical? What are those disciplines or traditions to carry on? What is it that you need to make sure you're always getting better at? Let's take a minute and write down what our future me is telling us. 20 seconds. All right, next we're going to look at the top left box of Now Us. Now Us was that Polaroid you took of your people. Now here, I want you to think about like what's at the heart of your relationships. What are you as a friend or as a daughter or son? What is it that you bring in your relationships? So some of the things people will talk about, like someone is a counselor to their friends, someone is a truth teller, someone's a loyal, very loyal friend. But what is it that you think is most important about who you are to the people you love? We don't have to be everything to everybody, but what does it mean to bring the essence of you to your relationships? So I just want you to take a minute and just write down what you feel is at the heart of what you share with the people in your life. Twenty seconds. All right, last is future us. The future us are the next generation. It's thinking about the person that's going to be in your seat next. It's thinking about your kids if you have them. What does future us want to need? What is most important to you about what that next generation should have? And the importance of writing this down is what you write down here are things that you will begin to make more of a conscious part of your daily life. And we'll get to how to do that in a bit. But write down, what are those things, that future us world, that are most important to you? Let's write that down for 1 minute. Twenty seconds. All right, so you should now have in front of you a first draft, a long draft of your bento and really of your values and your motivations. Now, as a next step, you would go through and drill this down to a simple phrase, something that you could remember and keep with you. My bento is the lock screen on my phone. It's sitting right in front of me right now on my wall. It's a thing I actively incorporate into my choices. And what I've come to realize is that by having a clearer picture of what's going on in each of these dimensions of myself and structuring my life around the idea of fulfilling all of these parts of me, then I create these opportunities for coherence, these moments where everything I do is kind of in a flow state, where nothing really feels like effort because it's all playing to my strengths of who I am as a person and the things that naturally motivate me.